people keep telling me that I sound like Abed from Community. I do not sound like Abed from Community, okay? Okay? Oh, hello! Nice to meet you there. Oh, yeah, nice to meet you there. Oh, nice to meet you as well. How are you doing today? You know, I've begun my mission to taste every possible ramen that there is that's on the god tier level. Ever since my brush with the Shin Ramyun, I realized how incredible instant ramen could really be, and how unbelievably bad Maruchan was. I mean, we're looking at a tier list, right? Let's say the worst of the best. Right now, the best is the Shin Ramyun. I mean, anything like that is gonna be top of the pops there. And then the worst is the Maruchan, because every flavor, except for maybe the picante chicken, that's actually pretty good, is just so, it's awful. So then we've got this giant disparity here, the in-between space, where everything else will conveniently fit. The ramen journey begins with this, the Nongshim Neon Goody Spicy Seafood Flavor. Now this company right here, from the research I did, is incredible. Every time I looked into like what some of the best ramens are, like the top ranked stuff, this name kept coming up. Like this is the best seal of quality that you could ever hope to get. Korean instant ramen is a different beast. They like it spicy. There's stuff that's like so spicy that it's like a challenge of sorts, right? It's so insanely hot that eating it is no longer a pleasurable thing for sustenance. It's more of a
hot! That's hot! This is hot! It's not as bad, but it's still, I just might.
So that's how serious they take the spice, and I kind of like that, right? I like having a brand identity like that that's so solid and so upfront and consistent. I mean, it definitely is. You know what you're going to be getting with the Nongshim, and you're going to be getting hella spice. Seafood's going to be an interesting one. Every time I hear it, I just think of the kid from the 4th grade lunch table who asked me, "Hey man, do you like seafood?" And then he would open his mouth and show what the inside of a broken home looked like. Let's hope this is a little bit better. Let's go ahead and crack this bad boy in half. Okay, now we got something interesting. And look at this right here, man. Look at this massive ramen right here. The noodles are hefty. They got some heft to it. They got some weight to it. They got some thickness to it. Oh, you know what, man? It used to be back in the day, you used to get like some ramen, right? If you weren't in a place where you could get boiled water, you used to get some ramen, you put it in the bag, you crush it up and you throw the seasoning in it, and you just eat it raw like a bag of chips. It's worked better with some ramens and others, right? Of course, the chicken picante, I gotta give props, you know, game recognized game and all that. It worked really well with those, but I think it would work even better with these because of how substantial these pieces are. Let's go ahead and see what that looks like. And there we is, man. You know I like it extra crispy and extra chunky. The broth right here is easily the star of the show. I mean, look at that deep red, and you can smell that spice, man. It smacks you around like you owe it money or something. It's a delicious smelling broth, there's no doubt about that, but the noodles are really, I think, deserve their own clout of credit right here. Notice how they're standing up perfectly, right? Now, I made these extra crispy because I like it extra crispy, right? That's how I do things. And you're seeing right now that they're absorbing it perfectly. They're not falling apart at the bone or anything like that. And they're managing to retain a lot of that flavor. And oh, look at that. You can see all that seaweed in there as well. Even extra flavor. I mean, so far, man, it's batting 10 for 10. Let's go ahead and have a taste. The broth right here is what's holding this thing back, because the noodles, star of the show. I mean, the star of the show, no doubt about it. They're tender and delicious, and they've got a great amount of crunch to it, and like, they just have that al dente flavor that goes so well. You can tell these are really, really high quality, but it's got some elements of that spice. You can definitely see a little bit of spice in there. The more you eat, the spicier it gets. That's all there, but the actual seafood taste, right? And then I use that very loosely. Really, it just tastes like anchovies and seaweed, which are things that are from the sea, so you know, I can't knock them for that. But it's not that strong. It really isn't that strong. The dominant flavor here seems to be that spice. If that's what you're into, you know, a brand marking of this thing, it's fine. Yeah, you're gonna love it, but man, there's not a whole lot of seafood taste going on in this seafood ramen. Oh, it is good stuff. It is good stuff. I'm not going to knock it for that. Is it the same level as a Shin Ramyun? Not quite. It's not quite doing bits like that. I tell you this, though. If I was going to make this my own style, my god tier style, check it out, right? You add a tablespoon of butter, or maybe 2 tablespoons if you're feeling crazy. You add yourself some lemon juice, and then you add yourself a little bit of a parsley cilantro in there to spice it up a little more. Dude, you add that to any ramen, no matter what it is, you're gonna make it god tier, even with Maruchan. You know, you can bring Maruchan up from like a 1 to a 2.5. The spice is not. You know who I want to sound like? Spike from Cowboy Bebop, right? A little bit of whatever happens, happens.